Hi, this is just a short little disclaimer for the video. I was editing this video on YouTube and they made some kind of 15-minute video length. So it's kind of hard to pack everything into one video. So I made two videos. And the way that I did it, I link this video in the project. And to continue on, when you go into the first video's description, the link for the second video is there. So I know it's not the ideal situation, but the project is there, it's complete. Um, just another thing, I didn't shoot all the videos at the same time, not in one sitting. So the videos are kind of shot like a couple days apart. I just didn't have the time to sit down and like shoot all the videos in one thing. So all the videos they were shot, in a singular shooting, um, and but they're all put together, and the video has just been put together. So when you want to go on to quest to the second part of the project, just click in the description of the first video, this video, and the link for that will be there. Hi, my name is Barry Bagwandine, and I am currently a student in the Match Beyond program, working towards my associate's degree. I'm also a recent graduate of the ERA program, where I studied finance and sales and went into a internship in sales. Currently, I'm coming out of a sales job and now looking to break into the industry of finance. For my past work experience, I had joined. I'm going to start by talking about the ERA program, which I joined last year, July. When I had joined, I was working simultaneously a job at Stop and Shop. And I had left that job to actually start pursuing my degree at Match Beyond so I could focus my time more on Year Up and Match Beyond. When I joined Year Up, which is a 6 month schooling and then 6 months internship, um, I had initially joined to break into the industry of finance, but then transitioned into sales and finished out with sales. When I finished my 6 month schooling with Year Up, I continued on to do a 6 month sales internship at a company called Black Duck. It's a software company, and I was doing a sales position for them. After my internship had ended, they had offered me a job, but the commute was actually 2 hours one way, and I really didn't feel the need to commute such a long commute. And I found a job, another sales position, a lot closer, for a company called Simtrax. Now, I had recently been let go from that job and am now looking to break into the industry of finance. For me, an ideal workday consists of one thing: contribution. I believe that when working at a company, your mind should be focused on the task at hand and helping others around you on your team to help contribute towards the project that you are working on, making sure that you are doing everything and putting your best effort towards completing the project. Um, that is my ideal workday, and I know that an ideal workday is not something that can be achieved every day, but at least trying to work towards it is at least working towards that ideal workday. To describe a time that I worked well in a team, I would like to talk about my internship experience at Black Duck, where when I was initially brought on board, interns were tasked with helping BDRs, business development reps, help attain their SQL goal. Now, SQLs are sales qualified leads, and what they initially are is when a BDR gets the initial contact with a potential customer. The SQL is them attaining another meeting with that potential prospect. So the situation was when this new BDR, Niels, was brought on board. He was brought on board in the European division, and he was new to the company. And he was tasked with going through at least 2,000 leads at the time because nobody had touched his region that he was in charge of attaining SQLs from. So my job was to help go through all those leads. And because he was new to the role and still trying to uh, adjust to all the Black Duck sales methods, um, I basically went through all the leads by myself, teeing up all of the leads that were most qualified to contact, the ones that were kind of iffy, and the ones that he should just stay away from because they were just false leads. So as a result, no, well, as the action, I made a spreadsheet for him, and I made the spreadsheet to show him which ones to call first, to contact first, and as a result, he was able to attain an I believe an SQL goal of 28, and his SQL goal was 18, but he surpassed that by at least 10 SQLs, and that was the result of me helping him tee up all those leads and generating them into SQLs. To describe a time where I had too many things to do and I had to prioritize which tasks came first, I would like to talk about the time where I worked at Stop and Shop and I was working in the dairy department. So, just a side note about the dairy department, it has a lot of items that tend to sell out quickly, like within an hour. So we sell eggs, juice, milk, and yogurt, and they typically, leave the shelves within an hour, and they have to be replenished very quickly. So at the time, it was me, my dairy manager, and another dairy coworker. But we never worked necessarily the same shifts, as one person can cover a shift, but it is a job that keeps you on your toes. There was this one week where my dairy manager went on vacation and had placed me in charge, where I was then tasked with coming in at the earliest shift and making sure that the dairy department had all the overnight shipments broken down and already on the shelves, and that the dairy department was clean and presentable for opening. Now, there was this one night where the shipments had come very late, bordering close to opening time. And there was at least four 10-foot pallets of product that had to be thrown up on the shelves, and it was not going to be done before opening time. So, what I had to do was ask for help for other colleagues to come and help me. So I had two other colleagues come in and help me, and I had to prioritize which items had to go up first on the shelves. So we brought out the pallets one by one and kept throwing up items on the shelves. And we alternated on, which items such as milk or eggs, which were selling out fast, and we had to keep throwing them up on the shelves, and which one had to go first based on the emptiness of the shelf. So we used that to prioritize where we would attack next, and through that we was able to efficiently normalize the dairy department back to its regular standards, and that was the result of having prioritized, which shelf look empty the most, which things customers tend to ask for, and we use that to guide us and help us normalize the dairy department. To describe a time where I went above and beyond the call of duty, I would like to talk about a time where I was working at Stop and Shop, and the situation revolves around um, Market Basket, a major grocery store, closing down at the time. I believe it had shut down for about maybe a month or two due to internal problems, and as a part timer working at it at the time, I was tasked to help manage uh, the high influx of customers that were coming in, meaning I would have to work longer hours, which I didn't mind. I enjoyed working longer hours, making more money. It was something I enjoyed doing. So I would stay, instead of like 6, 7 hours, 9, 10 hours a day, to handle a high influx of customers. This was going on for about maybe 2 weeks, and I enjoyed it. I didn't mind it, and there, to continue on with this, um, Stop and Shops across the region were experiencing high influx of customers, and some of them were experiencing so much customers they didn't even know what to do it, and they didn't even have the manpower to deal with it. So the manager would go and ask people who would want to travel with him to other Stop and Shops and um, help other Stop and Shops handle their customers. So I volunteered to go and help other Stop and Shops. So after working 9-10 hours at my own Stop and Shop, I would go travel with him and a couple others, and we'd go work another 5-6 hours at another Stop and Shop, pulling in more manpower for them. As a result, we didn't really contribute the most for them, but we did contribute a good chunk of manpower to them to help get a lot of their product from the back room to the shelves, as it was just nonstop work, just back and forth, from back room to shelf, back room to shelf, back room to shelf, because things were just honestly flying off the shelves before we could even turn our heads back. And that's what I went above and beyond the call of duty to help them, although I was just working as a part-timer, just to help the Stop and Shop you know help handle their customers. And I mean, to handle that situation, how did I handle it? I just focus on the job, focusing on the fact that I was helping them. And it was really good. It was tiring. I think for about maybe it went on for about maybe a week. For a week straight, I did that, and working about maybe 16 to 17 hours a day. But it was that I volunteered to do that, and I felt good doing it. And as a result, I did hand a lot of manpower to them, and I felt grateful for doing it.